Hi friends, so we are meeting again to complete the second lesson, and in this lesson I hope you remember that we discussed about the important resources of wildlife as well as the natural vegetation, and we saw because of human activities and natural forces, both these important resources, natural vegetation as well as the wildlife resources, they are diminishing so fast, it is decreasing and disappearing so fast. So we need to do something to preserve them, otherwise the future generations will have no ideas about them. We'll have to take photo and keep in order to tell our future generation that in the past, such and such animal was alive, such and such trees were found, and so on. So, let us not bring such a misfortune on our future generations, and so let us take every step to conserve, preserve, or protect these, these important resources. So, let us take the last part of the lesson today. You can see your page number 21. So national parks. So let us see what can we do in order to conserve them. So one thing is that we can have national park where animals are there, birds are there, and trees are there. All these things can be included in this national park. Then wildlife sanctuaries. So protected areas for having these wildlife animals. Then biosphere reserves. So certain areas are reserved to keep these trees and animals and so on. So they are made to protect our natural vegetation and wildlife. So which are the methods, or which are the areas or systems made to protect our wildlife and natural vegetation? National park, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. These are the ones that are meant for protecting our natural vegetation and wildlife. So conservation of creeks. Creeks means deep cut, mainly because of the flow of water and so on. So conservation of creeks, lakes and wetlands is necessary to save precious resources from depletion. So we need to preserve them. So there may be deep cracks on the earth. It may be like where the river is flowing. So we need to preserve them. These days some of the species are surviving. Or lakes are there. Or maybe the wetlands. Some areas may be always marshy, always wet. Water remains stagnant there. So such kind of areas we need to protect and preserve, because life is taking shape there. So if you destroy those habitats, then maybe animals, water animals, they may die off. Afterwards we may not find them at all. So this kind of certain areas we need to preserve for the survival of certain species. And there is a balance in the environment. If the relative number of species is not disturbed. So if you do not kill and destroy certain species of animals, then there is a natural balance is there. The nature has got its own system to do the balancing. We know some animals are food for other animals. For example, lion kills the deer also is eaten by other tiger and so on. The rabbits are eaten by other animals. So there is a natural balancing is there, that is done by nature. The lion will not go around killing all the animals. It will kill only what is needed for its food. Once its stomach is full, it will not attack anyone. So it is a natural process of balancing it. But when human beings go For hunting, it kills as many as possible. If it sees 10 animals, it will shoot all the 10 animals. So there is that balance is destroyed. So we should not do it. Human activities in several parts of the world have disturbed the natural habitat of the species. So we know human beings are doing so many activities in all around the world. Some places we cut the forest and make garden. Some places we cut the forest and make buildings, roads. Some places we cut the trees to do the mining. So a lot of human activities are going on in different parts of the world. And a lot of trees are cut down, land is lost, or the rivers are encroached, the paddy fields are level. So many activities we do, and it is affecting or disturbing the habitat of a lot of animals. And due to this indiscriminate killings, indiscriminate means without any calculation, whatever we see we are killing and destroying. So several birds and animals have become extinct. So because of these human activities, because of the indiscriminate killing of these birds and animals by human beings, they have become extinct. Extinct means they are no more found on this earth. It is completely destroyed or disappeared. And some of them, very few of them are left. They also may become extinct very soon. They may disappear very soon. So it is a very serious thing from the part of the human beings, that because of our arrogance, because of our greediness, we go on killing the animals, we go on destroy their habitat and so on. So we should be very much aware about the effect of the human activities. What are the things taking place? What are the problems happening because of this human activities? So what we can do is we can make awareness program. So we need to call the people. Many of the people are not aware. They think, oh, one nice animal is a nice canna we can have today. So they may be thinking only in that way. They do not think beyond that. So we need to call all these people and we need to make awareness program for them. We need to make them aware because of them killing of the animals or birds or cutting down the trees. What are the effects going to happen in the future? We need to make them aware. So awareness programs like social forestry and Vana Maholsava should be encouraged at the original, at the regional and community level. So people should be called region wise. All the people of India cannot come together to have meeting. So one region or one area, people all that people of that area should be called and should be explained the importance about having social forestry. The forest should belong to everyone, not just meant for some people to go and encroach and cut the trees or all that. So it is meant for everyone, therefore it is everyone's responsibility to look after the forest. Or Vana Maholsava, we need to celebrate the festival of forest. So it should be an occasion for us to celebrate. So on that day we can plant more trees, we can protect the forest areas, we can make the awareness program for others, and so this kind of small celebrations, meetings, gatherings in the village wise, and will make the people aware about the problems that they are causing to the society. Then the school children, what can we do for school children, for all of you? So they should be encouraged to bird watch. So very often what the children do, if they get 1 day holiday, they will be taking the rubber catapult and going around, looking at the top of every tree. Is there any sparrow is there or not? Even a small bird, for them it is fun to shoot it down. So instead of that, we must encourage them to go and sit down quietly somewhere and watch the birds, how they are moving around, how they are flying, how they are making chirping noises and so on. So that is very encouraging So be one with the nature. Instead of destroying the nature, be part of the nature. So that bird watching is a very fantastic experience. You may feel boring sitting at home or looking at watching TV and so on. So go and sit quietly without making any noise in one quiet place where under a tree and look at that tree. How many type of birds are flying around? How many birds are taking shelter there? What are their colors? All that. So that is a very real hobby, nice hobby. So if you can develop that kind of hobby, then it will never come to your mind that I want to shoot that bird. You may find one beautiful bird there, and you will never think about killing it. Instead, you will say how beautiful it is. So let it live. We can watch again and again. So that kind of attitude should be there in your heart, in your mind. Then you also should visit nature camps. So where the nature is there, maybe in the forest boundary and so on, we can go and see the beautiful nature where the trees are growing, where the flowers are growing and so on. Then you can appreciate the habitat of varied species. So when you see these natural camps and the bird watching and so on, you will be able to appreciate the habitat of the varied species, how different species, how different birds, how different animals, how they are staying, what are their shelter spaces, how it is different from one animal to another animal or one bird to another bird. All that you will be able to experience and you will be able to appreciate that. Instead of destroying, instead of killing, you will be able to do something better to improve. So many countries have passed laws against the trade as well as killing of birds and animals. So many countries have realized that many species are becoming extinct, and if you don't take care, if you don't control it, then they are going to be destroyed once and for all, and there will be no more choice, there will be no more chance to watch them. So many countries made law that shooting of the birds is illegal, or shooting of the animal, killing of the animal is illegal, and if they are caught, they will be punished, put in the jail and so on. So what happened in India? Let us see. In India, killing of lions, tigers, deers, great Indian bastards and peacocks is illegal. So in India, killing of certain animals are illegal. What are they? Lions, tiger, peacocks, deers, great Indian bastards. So all these you are not allowed to kill. If you kill, you will be put in jail. Then an international convention, CITES. So there is an international convention or an association is there, CITES. CITES. So what's the full form of CITES? You will see at the bottom of the page. So CITES is the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species. Say once again, the full form of CITES is the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. That is called CITES. Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. So this CITES or this association has been established. So this association was formed that lists several species of animals, birds which trade is prohibited. So this association is formed to check whether anybody is doing trade or not. So people are killing the animals not only for eating their meat, but some are killing the animals for trade, to take out their bones, their skin, their hair, so many parts of their body will be taken for trade, for selling, and they get very huge amount of money. So this CITES is formed in order to prohibit, to block the people from doing trade in the animal species, animal trade. Then conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of every citizen. So, as I said, if you practice this social forestry, everyone should feel that forest belongs to them. The same way, should be made known to every person, every citizen, that it is the duty of everyone to protect the forest, that it means the different plants and also the animals. It is the duty and responsibility of everyone. We cannot just say, I am not doing with anything with forest. It is not my duty. So it is our duty, everyone's duty, whether we are directly depending on the forest or not. Somehow we are depending on the forest. And the animals and the natural plants, they are all beautifying the nature, enhancing the nature. So if one flower plant is destroyed, then we are reducing the nature's beauty. So we should not allow such kind of things to take place, and we must make it our own duty, our own responsibility to protect the nature, protect the animals and so on. And few glossaries are given there. First one is about national park. Let's see what is national park. So a natural area, a national park is a natural area designated to protect ecological integrity of one or more ecosystems for the present and the future generations. So it is an area kept meant for protecting different species, one or other species, for protecting for the future generations. So that is called natural park. Then biosphere reserves. What is biosphere reserve? It is a series of protected areas linked through a global network intended to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development. So this biosphere reserve means it is a lot of areas, they are protected. There are series of protected area. So one area may be here, another area may be little far away. So it is a series of places protected, and for what? It is connected through global network. So it is throughout the world, not only just in one country. It is connected in different areas in different countries globally. And what is the purpose of it? It is intended to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development. So by having these areas preserved and protected, they want to communicate to the world that the development and conservation are connected. If you don't do the conservation, then the development will not take place. And if you do too much development at the expense of conservation, then that development will not be that useful, will not be that lasting. So we need to do the development, at the same time we have to do the conservation as well. So lot of organizations are there in the global level in order to take care of the natural resources, the vegetation and the wildlife and so on. And let us see a little detail about sites. So sites, the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora is an international agreement. So this is an international agreement between governments. So different governments or different countries, they have come together, form this organization to block the people not to do trade in the animals and the flora and fauna. Then its aim is to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten their survival. So the governments, they decided to enforce this law that nobody will be allowed to do trade in this flora and fauna, and they wanted to make it clear that because of people doing the trade, the flora and fauna should not be affected. So those endangered species, nobody should be allowed to do the trade. If there is plenty of species, flora and fauna, then they may do trade there. But not this very limited number, the endangered species, they should not do trade in that. Roughly 500 species of animals and 28 species of plants are protected. So this organization has decided to protect 5,000 species of animals. So 5,000 species of animal, then 28,000 of flora, they are protected. Nobody is allowed to do trade in them. And bears, dolphins, cacti, corals, orchids and aloes are some examples. Some of the examples which are forbidden to do trade. What are the activities, or what are the elements, or what are the items we are not allowed to do trade? Bears, dolphin, cacti, corals, orchids and aloes. These are the items that nobody is allowed to do trade with them. So these sites, they are doing well. They are controlling all over the world about people who do illegal trade, people who take advantage of natural resources and spend for their own benefits. So that is a dangerous thing, and there are so many organizations are there for checking it. So let us also encourage them, let us also support them with our cooperation with them, and make sure that the beauty of the nature is not destroyed for the benefit of few people. So we have come to the end of this chapter, and now let us see few exercises that are given in the next page. So we can see the first one is answer the following questions. There are 5 questions are there. I will give you those questions and answers. Let's see the second one. Tick the correct one. So there are 3 of them are there. You have to choose the correct one. So first one, which one of the following is not a factor of soil formation? So 3 options are there. One is not connected to the soil formation, and the answer is number B, soil texture. Then number 2, which one of the following methods is most appropriate to check soil erosion on slope soils or steep slopes? So which method is appropriate to block the soil erosion in the steep slopes? Answer is terrace cultivation. Terrace cultivation is a method to prevent soil erosion in a steep slopy place. Then number 3, which one of the following is not in favor of the conservation of nature? So for conserving nature, which one is not good? So answer is number C, dispose polypacks after shopping. That is not in favor of conservation of nature. Then question number 3, match the following. So there are 4 are there, and we have to find the right answer from the correct answer from the right side. So first one is land use. Which answer is matching? So number C. C is matching for 1. Productive use of land. Then second one, humus. What is matching to humus? So humus, number matching one is number D. Organic matter deposited on top soil. That is called humus, number D. Then number 3, which one is matching one? Rock dams. The answer is number A. Prevent soil erosion. Prevent soil erosion. Then number 4, which is the answer, biosphere. Biosphere, the answer is number B. That is narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So a narrow space between these three spheres, that is narrow zone of the contact between lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So among these three, the narrow line, that is called biosphere. Then next one is question number 4. Say true or false. So 4 questions are there, or 4 statements are there. We have to say whether they are true or false. So first one is, Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is an overpopulated region. So Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is an overpopulated region. True or false? It is true. Then second one, water availability per person in India is declining. True or false? It is true. Water level is declining. Then number 3, rows of trees planted in the coastal areas to check the wind movement is called intercropping. So that is false. The trees planted in the coastal areas is not called intercropping. It is meant for blocking the wind, not for intercropping. Then number 4, human interference and changes of climate can maintain the ecosystem. It is just the opposite. So that is also false. So number 1 and 2, they are true. 3 and 4, false. So we come to the end of this lesson, and in the next class we shall see about another lesson which is very important for us, for our survival, for our development, and so that is called mineral resources. So we shall see them in the next class, and so study nicely, read nicely and understand nicely. So thank you, have a nice day.